Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another mildly interesting video. Say, everyone always keeps asking about where is Chainsaw's heart or how is Denji's heart? But no one ever asks why is Chainsaw's heart. I'll be honest with you, when this movie first came out, I was so ready to say that it was overrated by people. I mean, like, yes, it had an 8.5 on IMDb, it had a 4.4 on Letterboxd, and it had a 9.15 on my anime list, and so many people saying so many good things about this film. And the same thing had happened with One Battle After Another, which came out earlier this year, and by no means was that bad. Far from it, it was actually a great movie, but it wasn't exactly the 10 out of 10 that people were making it to be. And I am so glad to announce that that is not that kind of film. It went beyond all of my expectations that I went into this movie with. This movie actually reminded me a lot of Parasite in the sense that there was a midway plot twist, there was a lot of things going on, and it pretty much ends tragically at, okay, maybe I just like Parasite a lot, okay? The core of this story is that this is a love story between Denji and Reze, who is a high school student also working at a cafe. And it actually starts out with a fairly standard meet-cute with both of them occupying the same telephone booth to escape from the rain, and it could very easily play off traditionally were it not for everything else surrounding it. For one, the visual comedy is done extremely well in my opinion, and it's really underscored and highlighted by fantastic animation with detail reaching into even the smallest and most trivial details, and of course that means the finale with the big action set pieces are gonna look absolutely fantastic. This is MAPPA animating this after all. And because we already know the world of Chainsaw Man, we already know as well that danger is lurking in every corner with many parties looking to control Denji and by proxy Chainsaw Devil for their own purposes. So even this meet-cute is underscored with suspense as we still do not know who Reze is because we just met her and whether this meet-cute is simply just a coincidence or not. The soundtrack even reflects this too towards the first half, and for me, it was very reminiscent of the Utopia TV series from Channel 4 and its soundtrack provided by Cristobal Tapia de Veer. Okay, you know what? I'll just tell you this. Go watch Utopia by Dennis Kelly. It is fantastic. Don't watch the American remake. Watch the original British one. It is absolutely good. Which combines peppy and cheerful tunes with distortions beneath it all, already letting us know that something is going to go very wrong and it's gonna really blow up in our faces later on. And the romance itself is actually really good because it is actually supercharged with an inner conflict. We know that Denji has taken a liking to Makima, and Makima is planning to exploit this, and it's reinforced in the beginning when Makima takes Denji on a theater hopping date, which, by the way, I really hope they saw Parasite along the way. And the whole thing is for Denji to trust Makima even more so that she can manipulate him even more. We've already established that, and it's already reinforced over here. Until Reze steps in and Denji also takes a liking to her instead. So now we have to choose either between the trusted Makima or the brand new manic pixie dream girl that is Reze. And the chemistry that Denji has with this new girl Reze is actually fantastic in my opinion, and I feel like if you just extracted that, you can make a whole film just by that one aspect. However, this is the world of Chainsaw Man that we are talking about. Naturally, everything blows up beyond proportion once the aftermath of the famous pool scene happens. Even before the movie completely switches into the action territory that we are familiar with as Chainsaw Man viewers, there's actually a short zoom in with a small sound bite. I am trying to keep this vague, and I legitimately gasped like this. And then the summer festival feels like a plot twist bomb as it introduces the truth of the whole thing in classic bombastic Chainsaw Man fashion, and the whole movie pivots to an action comedy thriller culminating in one of the most insane third acts I've ever seen. And that insane third act actually highlights another amazing aspect about the story of Chainsaw Man. It fully knows and understands its special concept and uses it to give us sequences that you can't really find anywhere else now. And the team at MAPPA really know how to bring that insanity of the concept to the big screen, making everything so fluid and clear for your eyes while also instilling a clear sense of chaos and grandiose scale. We start flying across cities, we crash land into literal high-rise buildings, and we end up literally fighting inside the typhoon. And the craziest thing is that I could actually be underselling this whole thing. Look, the point is to go and watch it in theaters while you still can, if it's still in theaters, and I know that this is coming out probably a bit too late for some people, but if you have the chance to watch it, go watch it in the theaters because you will be paying money for something that probably does not exist anywhere else. It's like Transformers 3, but good. Probably. I have not actually seen Transformers 3, but the action scenes that I've seen on YouTube look pretty fantastic. in my opinion. Even after all that, the movie quiets down massively as we have a good 10 minutes to resolve the emotional core of the story, which was actually just as entertaining to watch as the bombastic action scenes, if not more. In fact, the drama of the story really shines through here, even to the very last scene and the very last line, as the audience, including me, took in everything that had just happened. And we hadn't even talked about the subplot of exploring Angel Devil with Aki. The characters are still very interesting, and they actually bring up the main theme of comfort and safety versus danger and excitement while dealing with that in a smaller scale of it. It makes everything feel homogenous, and the chemistry that the two have with each other is absolutely fantastic. You can really feel their friendship between the two as they grow to appreciate each other despite their strange circumstances. I feel like by saying the word friendship instead of, sex life, I feel like I have unwittingly signed my death certificate. What is that? Seriously. I'll probably pay that off some other time. Anyways, it's actually a pretty good exploration of the main theme. Actually, this just made me realize that this is a very simple story overall. A city kid living a life of luxury and danger meets a girl who asks him to run away to the country, away from all of that city. But the exploration of the theme and the many layers of action, tragedy, humor, and suspense on top of the simple story makes this feel like a much grander, much more bombastic story than it actually is. And that's why the story is so simple to follow, even though there are so many extras tacked onto it, like the newcomer Strike Devil, the Typhoon Devil, who's also revealed to be working with another person that we have never met before, and I don't even think that we ever learned his name before he's killed off. Then we have Reza, and then we explore the Angel Devil after only seeing a cameo from him in season 1. It's all connected to this main simple story, whether plot-wise or thematically, and yet, because the story is so simple at its core, the audience can just follow it so easily. And just to avoid going off the rails, I'll put this simply. This movie is the bomb. It's a simple romantic story at the center of it all, between the choice of life of boring safety or exciting danger. The chemistry in said romantic story is absolutely fantastic, which makes the absolutely bombastic second half of the movie shine even more, with all of the pent-up drama leading into a fairly tragic ending. Just like Madoka Magica, just like Parasite, it is so many different ingredients, but not only are they combined together with amazing finesse, but each individual ingredient is perfectly cooked into their best states, so that when they're all combined, the flavor just explodes in your mouth and lingers with you for days. I think the East Asians have really mastered their storytelling right here. So yeah, this is a masterpiece in my books. It's a lot of individual things all combined into one amazing package, but I do feel like one component or ingredient is actually missing from this. Oh yeah, it still hasn't explained to me why people are after Chainsaw's heart, but at this point, who cares?